I'm Adam Calaway. I'm at the Cattle Chat Corner here at NCBA. I have Trevor Toland. And Trevor, tell me where you're from and tell me a little bit about your operation.
Adam, I'm from Macomb, Illinois, and I'm actually a heifer developer, kind of a specialist in the industry in our state. We basically graze about 200 acres on a rotational basis with 20 plus paddocks, and we bring in heifers about the 1st of April, yearling heifers, graze those, get them bred, grow them for about 9 months until the end of the year. And we do that on a contract basis. So that's how we utilize our pasture land.
Well, you mentioned grazing management there just a second ago. Grazing management is one of the key issues when you have livestock. What advice do you give people about grazing management?
Well, in our state, where corn and soybeans are king and queen, or queen and king, or whichever way you want to say it, a lot of our folks are so careful and work so hard to grow as many bushels as they can of those crops. What they don't get into, or what their attitude is, not as good towards their pasture land. And our producers, I'm not saying our producers aren't good. We raise some fine cattle in the state of Illinois, but we do not graze pastures as carefully as we should. We don't have near as many rotational systems as we should. That's the best way to utilize your pasture land and really get it more productive and get it more efficient and get more production from it and make more money, of course, in the end. And I've talked a lot about it. I've written a lot about it, but we have a limited amount of that going on. And pasture management is just as important as corn and soybean management in our state. And that's my message to our guys and to anybody who wants to graze cattle.
You said you have your own beef publication. You said you write a little bit. Tell me a little bit about the publication and where it goes.
Well, I don't have my own publication. I write for Illinois Beef Magazine, our Illinois Beef Association magazine. I'm past president, but I wrote for it because I saw a need there that we just don't have near as many articles about pasture management as we should. I've spoken about it also. I also write a little blurb for Illinois Agri-News once a month, and I usually try to emphasize pasture management in there, even though it's just 3 or 4 paragraphs in length, 300-400 words.
You also sit on an advisory council for Western Illinois. What do you do there, and what is the thing that we're trying to accomplish through that council?
It's Western Illinois University Ag Advisory Board, and what we try to do there is look at the program that they have in the School of Ag there and advise on it. And they have a small farm there. They have a bull test station, and I've looked at a number of those things and just try to help them be as efficient as they can, do some of the things that I know that would make them a little bit more money to help the School of Ag, and also to share with producers and students. So obviously there the whole emphasis on students and education, of course.
You know, education is one of the key topics that we talk about here at NCBA, especially educating the general public about the importance of agriculture. If you could tell the general public one thing about agriculture, what would you tell them?
Well, I'd go back to pasture management and cattle, because cattle and the land, as far as pasture, are so sustainable and fit so good together. Cattle can take care of the land, perfect conservation, really efficient use of water and grazing, and really not disturbing anything if it's done correctly.
Well, Trevor Toland, thank you so much for coming here to Cattle Chat Corner.